In Kano state politics, movements rarely happen in isolation. When a known grassroots mobilizer like Kabiru Adamu Abdullahi exits a political party, it is not just a personal decision. It is often a reflection of deeper structural realignment within the political ecosystem. The recent resignation of Abdulahi from the African Democratic Congress (ADC), reportedly in line with directives within the Kwankwasiyya political structure, has sparked conversations about loyalty, strategy, and the evolving balance of power in Kano politics. But beyond the headlines, the real question is, what does this mean for party strength, grassroots influence, and future elections in Kano State? We are going to break this down in clear layers, but before then, here is the full report. A notable member of the Kwankwasiyya political movement in Kano State, Kabiru Adamu Abdullahi, has formally resigned from the African Democratic Congress (ADC), indicating a new development in the state's political dynamics. Abdulahi, who operates within Dala local government area, submitted his resignation through a written letter addressed to party officials at the ward level. The resignation takes immediate effect, ending his involvement with the ADC after his period of political participation in the party. He is a former member and also an aspirant for the Kano State House of Assembly. Abdulahi is well known as a strong grassroots mobilizer within the Kwankwasiyya structure. His exit is being interpreted by observers as part of a wider political realignment involving supporters of Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso, the movement's leader. Political analysts suggest that his resignation may be linked to internal instructions within the Kwankwasiyya camp, which continues to hold significant influence in Kano politics. His departure could affect the ADC's grassroots strength in Dala, where the movement enjoys considerable support. Observers further note that such political movements often reflect strategic repositioning ahead of upcoming elections, and politicians align themselves with evolving party interests and directives. The development is also expected to draw reactions from local party stakeholders as they assess its possible impact. The ADC has been working to expand its influence in Kano and other parts of the country, but may face challenges if more members follow similar political directions. As events unfold, attention remains on how Kwankwaso's political movement will continue to influence alignment in Kano State and beyond, especially with future elections drawing closer. Now, my people, to understand the weight of this development, we will have to analyze this in different layers. 1. Understanding the Kwankwasiyya political movement. Kwankwasiyya is not just a political group. It is a structured political ideology and loyalty network built around former Kano State Governor and presidential candidate Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso. It operates on three key pillars: strong grassroots mobilization, loyalty-driven political structure, and strategic electoral coordination. Unlike loose political alliances, Kwankwasiyya functions more like a disciplined movement where directives from leadership often carry significant influence over members' political choices. This structure is why decisions like party resignation or defection are rarely seen as individual actions. They are often interpreted as coordinated moves. 2. ADC's position in Kano politics. The African Democratic Congress (ADC) is not traditionally one of the dominant parties in Kano state politics when compared to larger national platforms. However, in recent years, it has attempted to expand grassroots presence, attract young political actors, position itself as an alternative platform for local aspirants. In politically competitive states like Kano, smaller parties often rely heavily on influential local figures to build visibility. This makes individuals like Abdulahi strategically important. So when such figures exist, it does not just reduce membership, it can weaken local electoral structures. 3. The significance of Abdullahi's resignation. Kabiru Adamu Abdullahi is not described as a casual party member. He is identified as a grassroots mobilizer, a politically active figure in Dala local government, an aspirant for the Kano State House of Assembly. This combination matters. Why? Because in Nigerian politics, especially at the state level, elections are not only about party labels, they are about networks, visibility, and mobilization capacity. His resignation therefore carries three implications, which are loss of grassroots structure. His departure potentially weakens ADC reach in Dala. Then we have signal of internal alignment. It suggests that decisions may not be purely personal but aligned with broader Kwankwasiyya strategy. Also, electoral repositioning. It may indicate preparation for future political contests under a different structure or platform. 4. The role of political loyalty in Kano State. Kano politics has historically been shaped by strong loyalty blocks rather than purely ideological party competition. Movements like Kwankwasiyya demonstrate this clearly. In such systems, loyalty often outweighs party affiliation. Political decisions are coordinated across networks. Grassroots mobilizers play a key role in election outcomes. This explains why shifts like Abdullahi's resignation are viewed through a broader lens. It is less about one individual leaving a party and more about what structure is being strengthened or weakened. 5. Possible strategic interpretation of the move. Political analysts often interpret such developments in multiple ways, such as centralized directive, party consolidation strategy, personal political survival, etc. 6. Implications for ADC in Kano State. For the ADC, this development represents several challenges. A. Grassroots vulnerability. Losing mobilizers reduce party visibility at the local level. B. Perception of instability. Frequent exits can create an impression of weak internal cohesion. C. Recruitment difficulty. Future attraction of strong political actors may become harder if exits continue. However, it is also important to note that smaller parties sometimes use such moments to restructure and rebuild more strategically. 7. Kwankwasiyya's long-term political strategy. If this resignation is part of a broader pattern, then it may suggest that Kwankwasiyya is strengthening internal discipline, preparing for future electoral cycles, aligning members across different political structures. Such movements are often less about immediate elections and more about long-term positioning. In political systems like Kano's, early coordination can significantly influence outcomes later. So, my people, on the surface, Kabiru Abdullahi's resignation from the ADC may look like a routine political development, but in reality, it reflects a deeper pattern of political realignment, strategic coordination, and grassroots recalibration within Kano State politics. So whether this strengthens Kwankwasiyya's long-term positioning or weakens ADC's local structure depends on how other actors respond in the coming months. What is clear, however, is that Kano's political landscape remains fluid, and movements like these are often early signals of larger shifts to unfold. As the story continues to build up, here are two major questions Nigerians are asking. If Kwankwasiyya truly directed this move, how far does that influence actually extend inside other political parties in Kano without us seeing it clearly from the outside? 2. As 2027 approaches, are we witnessing quiet political repositioning right now that will only make sense when the real contest begins? Drop your thoughts in the comments, let's discuss. Don't forget to subscribe to Gist and Go if it's your first time here. Also turn on your notification bell so you always get our updates.
It's just Angle.